Chapter 1. September the 4th, 1946. I wish my knight in shining armour would hurry up and come along. Hannah Kimble had made this birthday wish for years. Now 27, she told herself she'd probably see those proverbial pigs fly before it happened. That September evening, the scent of wild honeysuckle lingered in the air, and only a hint of a breeze fluttered a leaf. Hannah sat on a stone seat in a coppice behind Eddingale Manor House, her hands resting on the fierce-looking lion heads that flanked either end of the aged seat. She sat wallowing in the peacefulness her secret place offered. It was where she poured out her heart and made her wishes. Sailor, Hannah's border collie, had followed her into the copse slobbering, a consequence of the energy he'd spent chasing rabbits. He now rested at her feet. Closing her eyes, she said to him, "Sailor, shall we stay in this magical place forever?" "Be darn cold in winter, ma'am," a deep American voice said in response. Hannah shot forward on the seat, eyes opening wide. "Gee, sorry, didn't mean to make you jump," apologized a dark-haired man who now stood in front of her. He looked in his early 30s, wore a faded brown leather bomber jacket, dark jeans and boots. His appearance gave the impression he'd just stepped from the cockpit of a US bomber aircraft. Fiercely aware she'd been overheard, Hannah rose to her feet, brushing down her grey tweed skirt. "My fault, I was miles away." Lowering his head to miss a branch, the man offered her his hand. "Name's Joshua Tyne, ma'am. Just moved into the manor house here." "Hannah Kimble," she said, shaking his hand. He crouched down and started ruffling Sailor's black and white glossy coat. Always ready for affection, Sailor rolled onto his back, tail sweeping the dusty ground as it wagged in appreciation. "Hi there, boy. How you doing?" "His name's Sailor," Hannah informed him. "That would be on account of his roaming, no doubt. We first met the day I shipped in. He was hanging around the drive looking hungry, so I fed him. Boy, can he eat." Hannah smiled. "He's always hungry, and now you've fed him, he'll be back. And he does roam. I'd better be going, it's getting dark," she said, buttoning the cardigan on her grey twin set. "Good night, Mr. Tyne. I hope you'll be happy living here." "I think I will, and as I'm not a formal guy, I'd prefer you call me Josh." "Then I will. Good night." Something caught Sailor's eye and he bolted from the copse, almost knocking Josh off balance. "Boy, he's in a hurry. Bet he spotted a rabbit, but they're a darn sight quicker than he is. I watched him the other evening, didn't stand a chance of catching the one he'd set his eye on. It left him standing." Josh laughed so happily, Hannah's breath caught in her throat, and she thought the lump that had sprung up in it would choke her. In all the years she'd visited the copse, it was the first time she'd heard laughter there. She'd only ever heard her sobs of unhappiness. As a young girl, during breaks away from boarding school, Hannah spent many lonely hours, year after year, in the manor grounds. Over those years, brambles had entwined their way around the neglected house until they all but covered it. In her mind, it had turned into Sleeping Beauty's palace, a place where dreams and wishes came true. But never her dreams or wishes.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.